Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy C Pims here, and I'm back again with another video for you guys. Well, this is the second lawn care video that is going up on my channel. As I stated in the previous video that already had another video lined up for you guys, this is that video. Now, as I stated in the last video as well, we're going to be doing some work in the backyard and then a little bit of work in the front yard. Now, mainly we're going to be focusing on all the paspalums. So the paspalum that's here in the backyard is going to get all worked on, and then the paspalum out in the front is also going to get worked on. So now what we are doing in specific is we're going to be, I like to call it de-thatching, or a lot of people like to say power raking. So we're going to be doing that today. We're going to be doing that to the whole backyard, and then, like I said, to the little bit of paspalum that I have out in the front yard. Pretty much just going to show you guys action shots of me doing it. I'll show you what equipment we are using to go ahead and power rake slash dethatch. Pretty simple and basic piece of equipment. I mean, it's nothing crazy, nothing fancy, but it does get the job done. I have used it once before, actually last season. So now you guys might be thinking why I'm doing this right now, when mainly for my grass it's not in quote unquote springtime or summertime yet. Basically, I'm doing this so I'm gonna go ahead and power rake everything, right? And then what I'm gonna do after that is I'm gonna go ahead and spray my pre-emergent down and get it down before basically going into this upcoming season, which is spring and summertime. So I already applied pre-emergent last year, which was like in November time frame. So I already did that. So I'm just trying to stay up on the pre-emergent. So going into the spring, summer months, that I don't have as many weeds popping up as what would pop up if I didn't put it down. So alrighty, you guys. So here's what we're going to be using today to dethatch slash power rake. It's just this little machine right here. So it is, as you can tell, I have a huge, pretty big extension cord out. It is a corded system. So electric, it's an electric power raker slash dethatcher. But yeah, here's the brand if you guys are curious. I ended up getting this off Amazon last year. Actually, I ended up getting it last year, and I did use it for the first time last year as well, and it worked really well. Honestly, I was pretty surprised with how powerful it really is, and just the good job it did for obviously this kind of unit. So yeah, I would say it surprised me as well. So here you go. Here's also, I'll try and see if I could give you guys like a little side profile. Not very big unit at all, pretty simple and just straight to the point. And then up here you have your little power button and your throttle. So basically what you do to turn it on is you hit this and then you pull that at the same time, and that kicks the unit on and it spins the cartridge that's underneath it. Now also you have 4 level adjustments: 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 obviously being the lowest setting and 4 being the highest. Right now I have it on 4. I'm going to test it out there and see kind of if that's where I want to keep it. Now the goal is, when you guys are doing this, is you don't want to take a whole lot off, especially in my case, since my grass is still kind of dormant. Even though it is really warm today, even though my grass is dormant, I don't want to be taking a lot of material out because it's not in its growing season. So essentially, I mean, I wouldn't say you're totally damaging it, but essentially you're damaging your lawn, and then it's not going to grow back up until once the season gets here for me, which is spring, summertime, and it starts getting warmer and the grass starts actually growing. So the goal here today is to just take a little bit off, like just the top layer of the grass, and see how much material I can get out. So I'm gonna be doing it on setting 4, see if that's where I like it, or if I want to drop down to setting 3 and kind of see what I want to go with. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm going to be specifically using, or the cartridge that's underneath here. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is the cartridge that's underneath here. Now this is the power raking slash, a lot of people like to use power raking. I just call it dethatching because I mean you're kind of dethatching regardless. So but yeah, these are like the little tines, if you guys can see. It's just little tines on here, and obviously once you kick it on, it starts spinning. It acts as if you were just raking obviously, but just in powdered form, and it pulls out a lot more material that's just stuck in the grass, and that's dead material that really doesn't need to be there. So okay, so I'll go ahead and start from the back and work my way towards the front, kind of where the patio is. So as you can see right here, I actually made an accident here, but yeah, basically what I did here is I was going, and then before I stopped the machine, I pulled it back, and that's why this happened. So food for thought when you're doing this, unless if you're really trying to go scalp city, you wouldn't want to pull the unit back, because you're basically going against the grain per se, I guess you could say, from how the power rake spins. You're going against how it spins, so it's digging deeper into the grass. So, but here you go. Here's kind of a pile, as you can see. This is what's just sitting there in the grass that really isn't useful for anything, really. I mean, if you think about it, this is just sitting there. So if you ever do put down fertilizer and stuff, chances are, the fertilizer isn't getting through this stuff. So yeah. But yeah, as you guys can see here, move my hand like back and forth. I can grab little piles of it. But yeah, and to be honest, I did it on setting 3. I had it on setting 4, but it wasn't really getting much. So setting 3 was actually perfect for this. But as you can see, that's all it does. It just gets out all this dead material and debris that's just sitting in there. As you can see, way over here where I stopped, same thing there. So yeah, I think me obviously doing it last year too. Doing it obviously last year, there's not a whole lot there. So, but yeah, as you can tell, I didn't want to go aggressive, like I said, and it did a really good job. I mean, just very little material that came out of it, so it might be hard to tell. But like I said, in some areas, it got more than others. Said it's hardly anything, but that's really what I wanted. I didn't want to go too aggressive. Like I said, it's not in its growing state right now, so there's no point to do it really aggressive to where, if it's not growing, there's no point to grow aggressive and then it just kind of stay thinned out, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, this is what it looks like. This bare spot, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna have to figure out something to do there. Probably some little bit of compost or something, a little topsoil, top dressing, and get that kind of re-leveled back out too. Once the time comes, obviously, once spring gets closer and summer gets closer. Alrighty guys, well, as you saw, I just got done mowing. Now I haven't mowed this in like 2.5-ish weeks, I think. 2.5 weeks I haven't mowed this, so there is that, but still, since it's still dormant, there's no way it didn't grow that much since then. So but yeah, let me go ahead and show you how much thatch came out of here. How much thatch came out. As you guys can see, probably filled it about halfway up. Filled up the bag about halfway up, as you guys can see, which actually isn't too bad considering that it is dormant, obviously, and I haven't I did this obviously last year, but considering it's dormant and everything else, still a good amount actually. So now that all this is out, I'm just gonna give it obviously some room, obviously give room for new growth, and also just have more air go down into the grass / the soil. So yeah, but yeah, now we'll go ahead and dump this, and then what it looks like. This is what it looks like afterwards. I don't know if you guys can really tell. To be honest, you might not be able to. It's a lot easier to tell in person. Here's Maggie getting her sun tanning in, getting her sunbathing in. But yeah, as you guys can see, Might be able to notice a little bit of a difference. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to come off on camera, but it does look way cleaner, way better. Okay, you guys, so moving on. As I stated, we got both the backyard and the front yard are both power raked and cleaned up with the mower. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is move on to spraying my pre-emergent. Now, I could wait probably a couple more days to do so, but considering we're supposed to get rain here Thursday and I'm filming this on Monday, I just want to go ahead and knock it out, get it down, and just make sure it's all ready and set to go before the rain comes. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm going to be spraying today. I'm looking at it right now. We are going to be spraying this today. We're going to be spraying the Barricade 4FL. Now, the active ingredient in here is prodiamine, so if you guys have prodiamine or want to get prodiamine just by itself, it says prodiamine, then you can also get that. It's literally the same active ingredient as what's in here, so you could get this or just get regular prodiamine. Same, not gonna make a difference. Guys, real quick, wanted to jump in here. I was editing the video and I did realize I left out kind of key important information as far as regarding the pre-emergent. So what I want to go ahead and say is that annual rates I gave you guys is strictly for the Barricade 4FL. Now, I did state that it obviously has the same active ingredient as prodiamine, and that if you got prodiamine, you're pretty much spraying the same thing. However, what you guys need to realize is that obviously, since the active ingredient is the same, the percentage of that active ingredient inside the bottle is slightly different. Prodiamine has, as far as the active ingredient goes, which is prodiamine, and the regular prodiamine bottle is, I think, at like 65 to 70%. Now, the Barricade 4FL has the active ingredient prodiamine as well. However, it's at a low rate at 40%. So if you guys do get prodiamine just by itself, not the Barricade 4FL, just make sure you double check and read the label. Make sure that you're spraying it at the correct annual rate. Like I said, I was editing the video and I did realize I kind of left that out, and that's pretty good and important information that you guys need to know as far as when you're spraying the product. So one thing I would say is always double check the back or check the label if you can download it online. Just double check and make sure that you're following what it says on the label. So yeah, now what I'll go ahead and do is tell you guys, I have it on my phone because I actually downloaded the instructions, and it just has a better picture on the phone than it does off that. So now what I'll go ahead and tell you guys is that I'll tell you guys about the annual use rates for this for prodiamine is, now this is for warm season turf in my case. Going to be doing, so for warm season turfs such as your Bermuda grass, your Baha'i grass, centipede grass, kikuyu grass, in my case, which I'm surprised it's on here, from when I used it the last time, I was shocked, but seashore paspalum, which is what I have, that's on here. St. Augustine grass, tall fescue, including your turf type. I don't know kind of what that's about, but, and then after that is zoysia grass. So now it says the annual rate to apply this product is 0.5 to 1.1 ounces per 1,000 square feet. Now, in my case, what I'm probably going to do is I might do a little more this time. So last year in November, I only did 0.5, which it's done a pretty good job actually, but there's still quite a bit of weeds. So I think this time I'm going to up it just a little bit. I'm going to do like 0.7 ounces per 1,000 square feet, I think is what I'm going to go with. So now one thing I want to go ahead and note to you guys as well is this, it doesn't say on here how much water to use per 1,000 square feet or how many ounces of product you want to put into however many gallons of water. Now what I usually do is I go based off of a gallon of water, because usually a gallon of water does both my front yard and my backyard, and considering obviously, as you guys saw in my last video, I pretty much killed off the other side of my front yard, so I won't be using it there. So I'm gonna just obviously use a gallon, plus my sprayer only holds a gallon of water. And I've also talked to someone else, actually. If you guys are familiar with lawn care stuff, you'll probably know him, Ron Henry. I had brought it up to him and asked him his opinion on it, and he said as long as you're still using within the annual rate of how much should be applied annually, you're fine. You can use as much water as you want. Like you could use, but in my opinion, what I would say is at least use a gallon of water with the product. So what I would say is but you could use, like, let's say you're putting down, for example, let's say you're putting down 0.5 ounces of product. You could use that 0.5 ounces and put it in 2 gallons or 3 gallons. It's not going to make a difference. You're still putting the same amount of that 0.5 ounces of product down regardless. All you have is just more water is added in there. Obviously, you don't want to go over your annual rate. So, yeah. Now, if you have, obviously, your lawn's bigger than that, then you could probably calculate all that out to how much your annual usage would be. But in my case, this works out perfect, because I'd probably say with my backyard and my front yard is probably just over 1,000 square feet, give or take. I don't know the exact measurements. I know back here is like, my backyard's like 700 or so, I believe, when I measured for the sod last time. And then out front's got to be probably, I don't know, maybe like 450, I think, around there. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but yeah, I'm gonna have to measure for sod anyway again, so we'll figure that out. But yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and mix up the prodiamine and the sprayer. And as I stated in my last video, you guys, make sure you guys are wearing your PPE. In my case, I at least have gloves on. It is a tad bit windy today, but it's not windy to the point to where I wouldn't feel comfortable, spraying. So we're still gonna go ahead and get it down, and yeah, like I said, make sure you're wearing your PPE, gloves, a mask if you want. Glasses actually isn't a bad idea either. In my case, I just usually at least wear gloves when handling the sprayer and all that stuff. You at least want to wear gloves. So yeah, and pants too. Pants is a good idea as well. For me, I'm just wearing shorts and long socks today, so should be fine. Should be no big deal. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with it. And do is just take this, see if I can show you guys this. So I'll take this, and this has one of those filler things on the side, so you could just sit here and fill it up. So as you can see right now, we're at like 0.4. Go a little bit more, almost at 0.5. Okay, so that right there, since it's above, yeah, it's probably at like 0.6 right now. So we'll go ahead and dump that in here. It is yellow. There's that. And then well, everything is all done. Got the turf raking in, cleaned it all up with the mower, then went ahead and sprayed the barricade down, got all that done, both back and the front yard. Now what I need to do, and I know you guys are kind of going to be like, well, dude, why didn't you just put it down before it rains? Yes, I could have, but like I said, I didn't want to try and rush and put it down before the rain and worry about like when I'm trying to put it down and yada yada yada. So what I need to do is actually give it a little bit of water. I need to water it so that way it activates the pre-emergent. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to kick the sprinklers on for the backyard. I'm going to have to probably just water the front by hand because there's no point to kick on all the sprinklers where there's obviously all the grass is mainly dead in that area. And then obviously the other side is bare, so there's no point to kick on the sprinklers for that. Yeah, so you guys don't want to watch me do that, so that's going to be pretty much it for this video. If you guys did enjoy watching this video, please go ahead, smash that thumbs up button for me. Let me know. It lets me know what you guys are enjoying on my channel. Also, after doing that, go ahead, smash that subscribe button and turn post notifications on. That way you can get notified for when I upload new videos. Guys, we're making that reach and we're getting super, super close to that 1K mark. So go ahead, like I said, hit that subscribe button and go ahead, check out my social medias in the description below. I got personal Instagram and I got photography Instagram. Go ahead, check those out. With all that being said, it's your boy C-Pims. Peace out, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.